we got this information. We talked about whether or not to put it out.
Yeah.
We decided that we would put this out. The only hesitation that we had is that it's a great time right now for Lucasfilm to give false information to folks and see, you know, if we'll carry that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the reason that we felt like this had greater credibility and we should go ahead and put it out there, by the way, I mean, it comes from a source who's been right in the past and who we know the identity. But that doesn't mean that, you know, bad information can't be given to that person. The reason that we felt confident enough to go with this, and John Trent did an excellent job on the article and gave the history of it and all that, the reason that we felt confident was because remember that The Mandalorian, the TV show, was supposed to go into production in February this month. Well, we did a little bit of digging. We can't find any evidence that it's actually going into production this month. And we
first,
do
I think
have
they said
evidence.
February, and I think there was also something about maybe April, but nothing. Anyway.
Well, so now the movie is going into production in June. And we know that through documents where they're reaching out to find folks who would like to come on and be part of the production. So they're hiring the production team. And so they've got June. If they're not working on the TV show, which was going to be 6 episodes, if they're still not working on the TV show, I don't think April's a possibility. They would have to do production would have to go April and May and be done. It started giving us some more. This had more clout with us. We felt strongly enough to put it out there, even in spite of the fact that Disney will be, I think, interested in putting out false stuff.
And not only that, Andrew last night pointed out that if things go farther with the Gina case, they could put an injunction and stop them from filming the film or anything that she could be involved in going forward until this is all resolved too. I don't know how likely that would be.
The only reason I don't think they'll do an injunction, Andrew's exactly right, but I don't think that Gina and her team will request an injunction, although I don't have any special knowledge of this. But the reason being is that if this goes into production, there's greater cause for her alleging that she's been cut out of something. So there's guys, help me out with my language here. Help me fill in the gap. I'm not doing a good job of articulating this. But she has there's greater harm that has been brought to her career if there's a movie in production and she's not part of it than if there's an injunction that holds back the movie. That's my assessment. I don't know. I may be way off.
Well, yeah. I mean, because in this case, you'd show damages, right? And why would they hold up production of the film? Here's the thing. She holds up production of it. If I'm her legal team, I don't know if I'd do that, because then the fans of this franchise that are still out there are going to be angered that the movie's delayed. And who's doing it? They're gonna sell it as Gina Carano.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Gina Carano is stopping The Mandalorian. She is shutting down. That will be Disney's headline: is Gina Carano shuts down Star Wars.
Elon Musk is a poopy pants.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want that.
Well, finally, somebody did it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
The rest of the world will be like, yeah.
Well, they shut themselves down. Yeah. But I mean, the series, according to the source, the series no longer moving forward on Disney Plus. This would be the last season. Announcing The Mandalorian and Grogu. Let's pray that that's not actually the real title, or maybe we should, just because why not? Because it's terrible.
Maybe it's The Mandalorian and Friend.
And look, wait. Let me say this. No, that's what I was going to say, because we made that joke earlier while you were away.
They're calling Deadpool 3 Deadpool and Wolverine. That's how original they are there. So
I was fine with Deadpool and Friend. I thought that was hilarious.
I think, honestly, like, I watched the trailer. I'm getting kind of not totally trash, but a lot of people are pissed off on Twitter.
Getting nervous, Tom?
No, I said it flat out. I said this is not Deadpool 3. This is Loki season 3, WandaVision season 2, Avengers 6, X-Men 11. It's not Deadpool 3. You have to have seen all this other crap, especially with all the TVA stuff in there. And I did not watch Loki season 1 and 2, and I refuse to watch Loki season 1 and 2. So now I'm left out in the cold with this movie. Is that the case? That's where I'm looking at it.
I played the trailer, Tom, but I didn't have the sound up because we were playing it during this. So I don't know what's in it. So if it's got all the TVA stuff in it, then yeah, good luck. It does. Okay, well then the movie might be in deep trouble.
The whole thing is predicated on that. Like it. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Then the movie's probably going to be in
all the trailers I've seen today have turned me off horribly. We've gotten like 4 trailers so far out of those.
What do you think about Wicked, Tom? You think they're gonna? You think that's just?
I love the idea of a race swapped witch. Let's go.
That's what I was wondering. Are they going to make this into that she's different because of she looks different because of her race. Like,
and she's got green skin, and they make a big deal out of it. And she's like the only black person in the movie. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what I was wondering. Because,
apologize for the language value.
Well, when you're dealing with a witch and with green skin, I don't really care about the racial background of somebody. But if their play is,
are they seriously doing that in Wicked?
Yes.
In the movie?
So, yes.
That wasn't in the Broadway show.
No, Idina Menzel, definitely not a person of African descent.
No. So, but I mean, they're making it a thing in the movie, though. That
in the movie, and so what I'm trying to figure out is this a genuine casting, which I doubt. Although I would be, I'm not against it if she's the best that there is. Period.
No, but the problem is, as we're pointing out, nobody else in the cast is diverse.
Right. If she's the only black person in the entire movie, and that's why she's the outsider, then I'm like, why? Why do you have to do this to everything you make?
Yeah, nobody. The original Broadway show, nobody cared. I mean, it's been a while since I've watched it, but I mean, the original Elphaba was just the reason that she became an outcast is she wanted to do her own thing. She didn't want to, she didn't want to be a part of what was at the school. She felt like an outcast because she was just the introverted girl.
Do you know how awkward this is going to be if a white chick is singing that she's going to make her popular, and I don't even want to deal with what the HuffPost.
That's what it is.
Stupid articles are going to be out there. I
know, but I mean, Wicked has been around. All these people writing these articles would have seen Wicked on Broadway. It's one of the most watched Broadway shows ever made.
Well, Wicked is the one that started this whole thing. Maleficent, all that stuff goes back to Wicked.
Right, the female anti-hero.
Yeah, because Wicked asked the question, what if Glenda's really the problem here? And if you think about it, you look at
Cobra
the movie,
Kai. Yeah.
Like Glenda's the one that asks her to do all this stuff, and then the wizard's the one's like, go assassinate the witch. Right.
Right.
They're all fighting over shoes, and this chick's just kind of sucked up into it. It's like, yeah.
Well, but I mean, it was a well done show. The music's great. I mean, clever. And it's fun
Don't
to watch.
Get me wrong. I've been waiting for this, dude.
But everybody, everybody after that, tries to go down that road. And look, even with this, we're dealing with this in Star Wars now. It's just everything's the same, right?
Not to change the subject, but yeah.
Sorry. No. But the point is that, and y'all even brought up the Snyder thing in here. But yeah, a couple of months ago, he said he shot this one down. The rumors of the season 4 Mandalorian could be turned into a movie. At the time, I didn't think it was necessarily the case. However, this is what I'm starting to hear. The odds are in the project's favor. Whatever the season 4 of the Mando turns out to be, whoever's in it, blah, blah, blah. So here we are, right? And yes, Pro, to your point earlier, this could have something to do also, just like I think Moana does, just like we'll see what happens with The Acolyte if it gets released on time in August, assuming that it's August, because they just said summer. I don't know what summer means. Summer's a lot of space. But I'm thinking that they're going to announce it in late August to be able to give them time to decide if that's going to hold. Because if they get into June, the end of June, and they're coming into the end of that fiscal quarter, and let's say that Disney Plus is still on a razor's edge in terms of profitability. The most important thing at Disney right now, the number one most important thing for Bob Iger and the board to do between now and September 30th is to show $1 in profit on DTC, direct to consumer. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.